Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. How are you doing, YouTube? Feels like it's been forever, because it's been about a week. That's kind of forever. Okay, so you know how in school, you come to the first day of school and the teacher is like, tell us your name, Jared, favorite color, blue, and how many pets you have. At this point, the answers go totally berserk from, I have a dog, to I have a cat, to I have 3 dogs, 2 cats, 6 birds, a chinchilla, a flying squirrel, naked mole rats, and a tarantula, to I have a goldfish. I'm kind of a middleman. I've had more animals than you'd probably guess if you knew me, because I've never had that many at the same time. Growing up, the first animal I remember getting is my dog named Nick. His full name is Saint Nicholas the Great of Highland. Bet you can't guess which holiday we got him on. He was also a very faithful dog, although he loved his freedom. One time my uncle came over to our house and, not knowing that we had a dog, went outside. When he saw the dog, got super excited. He asked us, "Can I just open the kennel and play with the dog?" No, the dog will run really far and really fast. Naturally, my uncle didn't listen to us and he opened the gate. Within milliseconds, my dog had flown out with the momentum of a train, knocked my uncle over, and was gone. So after about a half hour of searching, we found him and got him into the car because he loved us and he wanted to come back, but yeah. At about the same time, my brother really wanted a parakeet, so we got one, and since Lord of the Rings had just barely come out, he decided to name it Pippin, his favorite character. It was a really pretty bird, and my dad loved to have him in his office because he would sing the day away, but there were a few brief periods in Pippin's life where he seemed to have a sort of depression. He would just sit on his perch and do nothing. His feathers started to fall out, and occasionally if you watched him for long enough, he'd just sit there and then fall off his perch. It was really sad, actually. I think that the cause of the depression might have been that my sister sat on him at least twice. Completely by accident. Don't get me wrong, it was by accident. Don't kill me, Megs. Next, we have had quite a few bunnies in the past. I don't know what it was, but my sister always loved the name Jennifer, especially for a rabbit. Before I was born, they got Jennifer, and she died. So they got Jennifer the second, and she died. So they got Jennifer the third. And I'm pretty sure there were 6, 7-ish. Some 12 years later, when I had come into this world, my sister got a new rabbit that she named Mahanrai Moriankamer, a very cute rabbit name. My other sister, the one that stepped on the bird a lot of times, will swear to her dying breath that she taught that rabbit how to count. And so will I saw it happen. You'd lay out 8, 9, 10 Uno cards, each of a different number, and you'd say, "Hey Mahanrai, point to the 7. He would walk over and bite the 7. The rabbit could count. Possibly one of my favorite animals, my first cat. My sister's first cat, actually, after the death of her most recent bunnies. When we first got the cat, we named it Princess. My sisters pretty much worshipped the thing. During the daytime, they were cuddling with it. During the nighttime, they were sleeping with it. It was their little plaything. One day, Princess started acting really weird. Our concern was that she had somehow gotten pregnant, even though she was fairly young. So, my family took her to the vet and came back with shocking news. Princess was a guy. So we decided to rename Princess the Tild because that sounds like a cat name. And for some reason, the fact that the Tild was a guy suddenly made it 100 times less appealing to play with. So my sisters stopped cuddling with it and stopped sleeping with it. And the poor thing gained like 1,000,000 pounds and also seemed to become fairly depressed. If the Tild didn't feel neglected enough, this is where my favorite pet of all time is introduced, Dave. Well, his full name was Deva Lorena Edwards Buse Stout V. There's a lady that lives near my house that has a lot of cats outside of her house. I guess she just feeds them and they just live there, but they're all wild, like you can't get anywhere near them. If you get within 12 feet, they'll all scatter. Anyway, there was this one cat, this beautiful orange and white cat that I wanted with all my heart, and I ran into the lady from time to time, and she seemed to really like me because I played with her dog that the other kids were scared of. So one day I asked her, if I can catch that cat, can I keep it? And she said yes. For the next few months, every day after school, I'd spend like an hour trying to catch the stupid thing. I never caught it. But one day, she phoned and said that she had something to show me. So me and my family went over to her house and beheld the most adorable little kitten I've ever seen in my life. The cat was the runt of the litter, and I'm assuming that's why it was abandoned, other than the fact that it had a deformed back left leg, and I'm pretty sure it was mentally handicapped. Because I raised Dave, he thought he was a human, squealed like a mouse, not sure why, and occasionally he barked like a dog, and obviously he was a cat. He was, by far, the cutest animal I've ever had in my life. So, after losing the affection of the humans, the Tild got a small gang of cats that it would go around with, beating up other cats. On several occasions, we saw the Tild with 2 other cats chasing around a single other cat. So, it was a pretty frequent occurrence for us to hear what sounded like babies crying outside of our house, which just turned out to be cats screaming. The Tild and his gang chasing around Dave, out of spite, I'm sure. In the end, about 2 years after we got him, Dave got cancer and passed away, and it was one of the saddest days of my life. The last I heard of the Tild, my mom was coming inside right after doing some yard work, and noticed the Tild walking down the driveway towards the road. Just then, the Tild stopped, turned around, and looked my mom in the eye. And then, with a swish of his tail, dramatically turned around and walked away, and none of us have ever heard of him since. My next cat was Mao Deki. Mao got stuck 40 feet up in a tree. That was the day that I learned firemen don't take cats out of trees. There's nothing else I really want to say about this one. And that pretty much brings us up to the present. About 2, a couple of years ago, for Christmas, I didn't want anything, which is weird because for the rest of my life, I've always had something cool picked out, like a camping set or a tunnel. After a while of thinking about it, the conclusion I came to was that I wanted a white, fluffy cat. They're super cool and cute, and they're everywhere in movies and nowhere in real life. The morning that I got her, I couldn't think of a good name. My mom wanted to name her something pretty in French like Cosette, and my siblings wanted to name her something ugly and what a lot of young American girls think is French like Fufu Cuddly Poops, and at length came to the name Yukiko, which means snow child in Japanese. My mom knows Japanese, by the way. And this is Yukiko! Say hi to the camera. She's really fascinated by my lights. Yeah. Say hi! She's really pretty if you see her in person. She's not at all interested in you guys. You can go now. Yuki also has a daughter, but that's another story for this time that I'm not going to tell you. And those are all the animals I'm going to tell you about. So I hope you liked my video. I hope it wasn't boring, and I hope it was fun. If you did like it, you might as well virtually like it. Comment if you'd like to tell me about your animals, because I'd love to hear about it. Them. Until next time, ciao!